Good morning, Year 8. This is Mrs. Rogers. We're all on Teams now, so I thought I would do some videos which will take you through the presentation of our critical studies for David Hockney. Okay, so what you need to do is have two pieces of paper, two A4 pieces of paper. Don't stick them together, just treat them as two separate pieces. We'll be trimming them down and sticking them into our sketchbooks when you come back in. So don't stick right up to the edge because we might have to trim them down. Okay, so in your critical studies double page spread, you will need to have a title, your copy. I've printed this off, it's a little bit smaller than yours, but your colour copy of The Arrival of Spring, other pictures by him similar to the work that you've done, and your paragraphs, your writing taken from the structure strip. You also need to think about presentation, and we'll talk about that in a minute. So first things first, titles. There's lots of different ways of doing titles. I have a very scruffy handwriting, so I would always print them off, cut them out and stick them on. You don't just have to have one title, you can play with multiples. Make sure you spell his name right. So I've brought his title down here as well. Okay, but there's other ways of doing titles. If you've got stamps, you can have fun making some titles with stamps. Okay, what else is really nice is if you have newspapers, you can cut out the text and work a nice title in different text. They can be different sizes and different fonts as well. So that's quite a nice creative way. So we do need a title and it needs to be clear. If you want to handwrite it, that's fine too, but make sure that it's nice and neat. Okay, when you come to stick your copy, make sure that you've cut it down really clearly and cleanly, and that has pride of place. This isn't very big, but yours will be a little bit bigger. So we need your colour copy as well. Then we need other examples of his work. Can you find work that is similar to the piece that you've done, which is his iPad? And here's some examples. Okay, can we make sure they are trimmed down carefully as well? And then you have your writing as well. I've just cut out three just pieces of text really, but you'll have your own writing. As I've said, my handwriting is not very neat, so I will always type, but you can handwrite yours if you want as well. Backing paper, so that we can bring it alive a bit more. It's always a really good idea to use backing paper. So I've got some green backing paper because it ties in with the green of the study that you've done. Okay, so you need to think about the colour that you're going to use, but so it can complement your study. Now these pieces of paper, this green, I just found some old file dividers. I really like that really spring colour green, so I cut that down. But you can go and find sort of wrapping paper. You might have some old wrapping paper. I was looking at this newspaper and it had some really nice blues if you wanted to use blues, because blues link with your colour copy. So you can find colour paper in lots of different ways, lots of different sources. Okay, not necessarily sort of printed off sugar paper. Okay, so once you've done your layout, you can play around with the composition, which is how you're placing things together. Okay, so I've actually played around with this, deciding where is the best place to put the writing and the images, and bringing in that piece of colour as backing. Okay, so once you've played around with it and you're happy with the layout, okay, then you stick it down. And that is a little bit fiddly. I've got some glue stick here. You can use PVA if you've got PVA at home, but it is a little bit fiddly because you almost have to peel it back and then reassemble it. Okay, so this is what I'm looking for in this homework: a double page spread of very clearly laid out critical study with a title, your colour copy, some backing paper which will complement your colour copy, your writing, and other examples of his work. Okay, I found a picture of him as well, which I really liked. So what I don't want to see is jaunty angles. I don't want to see glitter or Christmas wrapping paper that has nothing to do with our colour copy. So it's thinking about how you can complement that really nice colour copy. Try not to stick right up to the edges, because you may find that when we come back, we'll be trimming it down ever so a little bit so we can stick it in. Okay, so good luck with that. So you've done all the hard work. It's now having fun with your composition and how you lay out. Okay, all of this will be on a PowerPoint. I'll give you some hints and tips on a PowerPoint, which will be on Teams as well. Okay then, good luck. Look forward to seeing them.